is
All
fine.
right. You ready to roll?
Yeah, yeah, just whenever. Your background's looking nice and sharp. Did you change it or anything?
New camera and just angling here.
Okay.
Angling just right. I'm in a
It,
corner here pretty much.
it's looking sharp, man. It's
So
looking
thank you,
sharp.
brother. I guess we don't even, I don't know, dude. What's happening, beautiful people? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to this community spotlight where hey, we highlight the lowlights, the midlights, the highlights of our people. Today we have one of our very, 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 very special people, Mr. John Conley. Welcome, brother.
Thank you, sir. Four specials. I'm very four
Bro,
Marys.
you
That's
are a
awesome.
brother to me. You know, I love you with all my heart. I'm thankful for you.
Well, thank you very much, man. I'm excited to do this. I've watched several. I guess probably watched all of your spotlights, and it's an honor. I appreciate you reaching out.
Well, can you talk a little bit about how you got started yo-yoing?
Okay, so I guess like everybody, I was a little kid. The boom kind of hit, and you know, I guess it started with a Duncan, a butterfly, and
Praise God.
a friend of mine down the road. He had an Imperial. We brought him to school, and everybody was playing with him in recess, and that went on for, I guess, as long as it normally does, a few months. But somewhere along that timeline, either Christmas present or a birthday, my mother's sister, my Aunt Pam, she finds out that I'm playing with these yo-yos and somehow or another comes up with a Tom Coon silver bullet. And
Wow.
it it was just I I don't know if it was that it was, I guess probably it was one of the best yo-yos you could get back then. But I was enamored with that I was a little kid and it was a $60 yo-yo, which was insane to me. It was, probably the most expensive thing I had when I was, so young. And that was the thing that attracted me more than anything. It was just that this thing was special because it was expensive. So obviously, it would sleep longer than anybody else's, just wooden axle. I think I could probably get 40 seconds with the thing. And just with that over time, I developed my fundamentals. And I guess started with the silver bullet, ended up with a few of their woodens, the no jive. I think I had, and I still have most of them. The Diamond Special, Flying Camel,
Oh my God.
so just a few of them.
Flying
Um,
Camel is a classic design, classic yo-yo that, first of all, I think is one of the most aesthetically beautiful, just easy on the eyes wooden yo-yos ever made, other than the
yeah,
stuff that Ed Haponic and them have done.
yeah, and since then over the years I've gotten more into fixed axles, and I've gotten several of the timbers, the TMBRs, and I guess I've always was kind of searching, trying to find a fixed axle that was better than the no jive, and
Yeah.
yeah, they're all great, but maybe I've just spent so many years with the no jive that it's probably still my favorite. I like it more than anything.
Now, I know a lot of old school players. I've got a couple friends off the top of my head that's been throwing no jives for over 20, 30 years. What do you think they do differently that is so hard to replicate with these other companies as far as quality goes? Because I know some of these wooden yo-yos, it's kind of hard to get them locked in for as in they're good players, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I imagine a lot of that you could contribute just consistency. You pick up one no jive, it feels very similar to the next one down the line, which probably, I guess, there's a lot of that can be said with an imperial or a butterfly as well. But the ability to take those things apart, switch out a wooden axle after it gets, after a few months, to get it back to brand new without having to go buy some, spend another $3 on an axle. I think that really is something that helped that brand and just kept it going for so long, maybe.
Just on a quick note, something that I want to tell you that we do connect on that I didn't know your story, so I couldn't tell you mine. But my aunt actually Christmas gift got me and my dad our first yo-yos. So we had never had real ball bearing yo-yos before, like our real good one. Yours would have been probably like honestly top of the line at the time, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think probably, I guess it was top of the line. And, so I had those, I guess the silver bullet and a few of the wooden ones for several years. At
And we're
some point or another, I got this SB2, and that was the silver bullet that had the ball bearing.
Oh yeah.
And I guess, what is that, an A size bearing? Is that what that is? I'm
I
not sure.
believe it did have an A size in it. Yeah.
So, once I got that, that was like just a giant leap. Um, and then I was able to, actually start doing, some real tricks. Um, so I had those and I'm really bad with years. I feel like I was just a little kid, Um, and I had so I guess a drawer that I kept these things in. And after a while, like all of us, you know, it kind of faded away for me, and they ended up in said drawer. And I guess every few years they would come out just out of boredom, sort of thing. But I never really got serious with it much until I guess it's been about a year for me now, a year and a couple of months that I've found this community and actually for the first time, given it a go and tried to, actually learn some real tricks and see how far I can get with it. You know.
Awesome. We're glad that you're back, dude. I'm obviously thankful. I mean, I feel like you kind of showed up and me and you have been friends since, really.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's the community's been it's been a real good thing for me. It's helped me a lot. I guess my story is a little different than everybody else. We've touched on it a little bit here and there, but I didn't find this. I didn't come in, the same way everybody else did. A few years ago, I ended up I kind of screwed up my back, right? And it's not like it's a big deal. I mean, I guess I have a herniated disc, a couple of them, like in the lower part of my back. Doesn't really give me any problems though. But when you got a bad back, you get really good at having a bad back. So you get good at not screwing yourself up. But some point, you know, about 3 years ago, that we believe it's the back issue that I started developing some problems with my legs. And ultimately, I guess it's nerve damage. It's speculation, I suppose. But this nerve damage in my leg, it I ended up at a pain management hospital, or not a hospital, but a pain management doctor trying to, figure out what's wrong with my legs. And so one day I'm in the office, and you go in every few months, and they do lots of different tests on you and whatnot. And because kind of the the bitch of the thing is after a while for long-term pain management, it's kind of mind over matter. That's what it comes down to. You're trying to take your mind off of it. And so I'm there in the office one day, and this lady comes in that I've never seen before, and she starts asking me all these questions about skill toys, and those weren't her words, but she's asking me if I'd ever wanted to learn a new hobby, and she's trying to get me to sign up for this thing to start learning to juggle. And I tell her, I'm like, listen, I don't know anything about juggling. I'm not really coordinated. I don't think I can do that. And so she's like, well, what about darts? Have you ever like thrown darts at the bar? And, I was like, well, I've done that a little bit. And so we're talking back and forth. And I say to her, well, when I was a kid, there was this yo-yo thing. And I always kind of really enjoyed that. And she's writing it. And right when I say yo-yo, she's like, hold on a second. And she leaves the room. And a couple of minutes later, this other guy comes in and he's got a clipboard and he's talking to me. And apparently he is this guy, this lady's boss. And he's telling me, listen, I'm writing a paper on pain management. And I have this thing that I'm trying to do, this study. And so we're getting people to learn these skills that they can maybe try to take their mind off of their day for a few minutes. And, he liked the idea of the yo-yo and asked me to be a part of this study. So for a year and a couple of months now, I've been in this study where, I have assigned times that every so often through a day, I stop my work and I log down some time and I try to spend, a little blocks of time yo-yoing. And that's kind of how I made it here.
I love that. That's first of all, awesome story. It's cool that they're, I guess, looking for other routes. You know what I mean? I think that's
Yeah.
cool. I mean, it all seems like it worked out, right? It's like it's brought you home, if that makes sense. Do you
Yeah, it
find it
did.
helping you? That's my question.
Yeah, I do. I really do. So, we talked about it and, he said, hey, we buy equipment, so I go and I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna go buy me a new silver bullet or something.
Right.
So I go and I'm researching and first I see just a few videos and it's non-responsive. And I don't know anything. I know non-responsive is a thing, but I have no grasp of anything of what's going on. So just three or four videos leads me to, and honestly, I'm not 100% sure. It either led me to Jake or it led me to you, but they were within hours of each other. And whether you or Jake brought me to G2, so my very first G2 was a BAP Luna that
Ooh.
I got off of Discord, and this doctor actually bought that first. So technically, I don't even own my very first. I mean, I have it here, but technically, it belongs to this study.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Okay. But you still have it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's here in my case.
Okay.
But I technically, I that money didn't come out of my pocket. He paid for it for the study.
Well, I
Yeah.
feel like that's probably your yo-yo.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's definitely mine now. And I guess I used it for maybe 3 hours before I was like, okay, I'm hooked. And then just started watching more videos, and it just
I'm
and here I
assuming
am.
you found Jake.
Yeah, well, I can't say for sure. It was, you know, you search G2 and both of y'all's names come up pretty quickly. And so I'm not certain. Surely I've watched everything that you've done. Maybe not Jake, he's got a lot of
He's
videos
got
out there,
years. Yeah.
but I watched days worth of content and, maybe a week in. I signed up for the Patreon very quickly within a couple of days. And maybe that exact day that I signed into Patreon, I upped my level to, I guess, throw.
Yes,
And then
sir.
maybe a month after, I decided I wanted a t-shirts and then went to Soul and haven't looked back.
Well, that's fair. I mean, I love the Patreon. I mean, if you want a yo-yo every month and you don't know what you're going to get, but you know it's going to fill a hole that you don't
Yeah,
already have filled.
if whether you're just a casual thrower, someone that's wanting to experiment, or a collector, I think it's got you just it's the perfect thing, especially if you're a collector, which I guess I probably fall into that category more than anything. And I don't have to worry about anything new from this point on from Jake. I know I'm going to be getting it, rather, just like this month, the Druid,
Right.
it's maybe there were three or four people maybe had one of those, but there wasn't the first drop was actually a shipment.
Yeah.
You really, I don't feel like there's a better way to get in, for the money. I mean, it's just you get a great shirt, a great yo-yo every month. I'm not trying to be a salesman by any
No.
means. I couldn't be more happy with it. It's just
Well,
amazing.
I like it. He just no, anyway. I know we're not getting into that. We're here to spotlight you, not Patreon.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
But
what did you go to the second yo-yo? Because I kind of know where your collection is headed. I know where it is now, but what was your second G2?
I have no idea, Matt.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Uh, I don't know why I remember mine so well, but you have a colorway that you do collect, Rainbow Galaxy, right?
I do. It's probably within my first four or five, I found the Banshee. I was immediately drawn to the Banshee. At first, I recognized how great it was, but I felt it was sharp, and I hit my arm a couple of times. Uh,
Yeah.
so it wasn't my favorite, but I could play it better than just about anything else that I had. So I started, getting different Banshees because they they were the easiest thing for me to complete my tricks with. Somewhere along that collecting of Banshees, I ended up with my first Rainbow Galaxy. And that's not true. It wasn't a Rainbow Galaxy Banshee, but it was looking for Banshees that I found my first Rainbow Galaxy, rather. And I guess really I always liked the Rainbow Galaxy, but I just simply ended up finding them as I was looking for G2s. And then somewhere along the way, I realized I've got a good amount of them. It's obtainable.
Yeah.
So I started going after them. It seems like if you want to collect something, it's a good one to try to collect. You know, uh, right now, what is there? Something like 23, 22, 23 of them. So it's it doesn't seem like it's impossible.
It's
And
growing
I
every
guess
day too.
yeah, yeah, and which it's challenging also. Last month
Yeah.
we ended up with two of them on the same day,
Right.
and that's a pretty big commitment. But yeah, once you've come this far, it's hard to move away from it.
But
Um,
it seems like he goes a couple months or he tries to. I know that obviously stuff happens, but
yeah, yeah. I enjoy the Rainbow Galaxies a lot. I really enjoy the Snosberry. I just like orange in general. So I've been lucky enough to be on two rounds of customs so far, and each time I went with some sort of orange variant. So naturally, kind of a lover of the Snosberry.
I,
It's really great.
just on your customs real quick, you have one of the most beautiful soys with your sponge pattern.
Yeah, I
So
was I was nervous about that. I I believe this last round that I got into, I was on the list, but something happened where he put out a message saying, "Hey, right now I need some people," and I jumped right on. Uh, Immediately had no idea what to do. Probably annoyed him quite a bit because I said, "I'm in." Few hours later, I put down my colors, and then you know how it is. Once you put you down your colors, and then you're second guessing. And I
Oh
probably
yeah.
changed it, four different times in as many hours. But
Well, Jake is brutally honest with me when I send colors in. He goes, "That's gonna suck." So I'm like, "Okay, well, never mind. So just screw that. I'll send another one back in a few hours." Um, I have got to be, and I should have dug more into this before we started this, the professionalism. But I have been lucky enough to help you with a couple of your deals, your Rainbow Galaxy acquires. The Valhalla, I definitely remember. The Covenant, didn't I help you with the Covey or am I crazy?
you helped me with Valhalla for sure. You helped
Valhalla.
me with the Brass Arbiter.
Oh, I don't remember that one. I don't remember that one.
Yep. And I believe uh, the rumor has it that maybe you got that from Phil. And
Yep, I did. I did get that from Phil.
you helped me with the Reaper.
I remember that
And
one.
uh, I'm, I'm not certain. That may be the only thing you've helped me with on. I mean, you've helped me with a third of my collection, but
Yeah.
probably, yeah,
Yeah, as you can see back there, those cases are filled with inspirational activities.
yeah, yeah. It was, I guess, one of our first interactions. I guess you reached out to me
Uh,
and just saying, "Hey, I've got this. What do you have?" And it, at first when you're building a collection, it was at least for me, it was difficult to try to let something go. Now, once you've got a whole bunch of them, it's oh yeah, let's wheel and deal. Let's figure out anything. But
yeah.
at that moment, I probably had less than 15. And I you wanted a Wraith. It was a unicorn colorway.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe that was one of our first interactions. I had forgotten about that. Jake
Yeah,
had
I
sent me the Mile High Yo-Yo Club one.
okay.
So this was before I was on crew, but Jake, or before I
Yes.
was on the team, but Jake was sending me stuff just under the table. So, so yeah, I remember that now. I've totally forgot about that. I was looking for uh the what is that called? The lucid dreams.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Because it a lot of blue tones in that,
Yeah,
right?
but Jake sold out of
Hmm.
those.
And honestly, I did not. I was I thought it was really cool because I knew you were in the community. I didn't know you at all, but I had seen your videos, and then here it was a couple of months later, and you're now messaging me, and I believe you sent me I think it was a video message, you driving in your car saying, and I have no idea what you had, but you just saying, "I have this. What do you have?" And I think that's probably right. You were looking for that particular wraith, and I was like, "I don't have that, but I do have that." And you were like, "Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's make that happen." And but yeah, I have no idea what you brought to the table on that deal. But
I was
we've done quite a few.
I was probably trying to deal that Mile High Yo-Yo Club one because
Yeah,
as much as I liked it, it was orange.
okay. Well, I remember I got my Covenant, the chief fandoms from you.
You
And
You told me that that was a quote unquote grail of yours, and I thought this guy's nuts.
Well, I mean, to this day, I've still never seen another one. I
No,
mean, so
you're
there
right.
can't be many of them, you know?
Hey, can I say something, John Conley? When we came into the community, when we did through G2, these older models, brother, they were a little bit easier to find. Is that
Yeah,
not true?
that is where my journey is now. Because
Yeah,
like we spoke about, I don't have to worry about the new ones. The new ones are already taken care of. Jake's going to send me that every single month.
right.
So that's where my journey is finding these old ones. And yeah, a lot of the old ones, they are elusive and difficult
Yeah,
to find,
you're
you
right,
know.
brother. That's
So
why trying to just secure some of these old models, like, well, okay, so during one of my, I've probably had five wolves, right? You've got three of my old wolves, right? Or two.
believe I I I've had three maybe, and I have two now. I have the Snosberry and what is that, Andromeda or
Yeah.
yeah, I believe so. I
Well, you have the
think that's
swirl too.
yes. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, so yeah, I do. I have three. Yeah.
Okay, so sorry, I know John Conley's collection better than he. No, I'm just joking. I have John Conley's Excel sheet though, for real. So if I think I need to look at it, I do look at it. And Tyler, my wife, will attest to that. She has seen me drive down the highway looking at John Conley's Excel sheet to see if he's got it. Anyway, so I remember specifically I told you, I said, for some reason, I always randomly end up with these orange yo-yos I don't want. Example one, Chiefs Kingdom Covey. Example two, your wolf.
Yeah. Well, I
So,
mean, it's a very because that's how all the deals end up happening. You
yeah,
get to get a core group of friends or just Discord in general. Uh, you get a large collection, and then pretty much everyone once now your collection is up for grabs for anyone that needs something or has something. So there's a core group of people that okay, I can somehow wrangle something out of that to help me with this. Oh, I can get A through B over here.
yeah,
And that makes things so much easier when you know that you can just let me. I know I have that. This guy needs this. Oh, well, Matt has that. I'll figure out how to replace Matt's thing one other day. But right now, that will get me to where I'm trying to get to, you
yeah.
know.
You've given me some yo-yos that are very special to me. My teal AL7 goose you gave me, which I'm very thankful for. You gave me you gave me my birthday present, the Rainicorn goose. You were in on that deal, and of course,
Yep. The
wine,
covenant. Yep.
wine, and baby,
Yeah.
she's loved.
Yes. That one. So that was probably my very first purchase, I believe. It was one of Jake's office sales, the I'll
Nice.
take it office sales.
Oh,
Uh, and I saw what was happening. Me, like everyone else that day, you just typed in, I'll take it, then you left it in there and you waited to hit enter. And no one was waiting to see what it was. You didn't wait to see what price it was. You were taken. And that was I think I was lucky enough to get three deals that day and then maybe two the next day. And that came with, I believe, an OG, an OC, sorry, a,
OC.
a purple OC. And that was like a bundle deal that I paid next to nothing for. I think it was $70 for for both of those together. Um, and I believe that was my very first purchase that day that I could say was my first G2
Oh
purchase.
no.
Oh no, no, I was happy to send it to you when you were looking for one. I mean, I've got an entire row of covenants now, but
Well, great yo-yo. Can't wait for the TI.
yeah, that I'm excited about it. I was lucky enough to get into the, I guess, the lottery. My name was chosen. So Wolf or Fox and I were both really lucky. He ended up getting in on the lottery for his Valhalla X, and I ended up with the Covenant. So really looking
You
forward
had
to
to get
this.
one, bro. You had to get one. You were the reason it went up for pre-order, really.
Well, several people ended up messaging me saying, "Hey, if you didn't get in, I got in just to make sure, just to give you that spot." So
That's fair.
uh,
But we all
just
wanted John Conley to get it.
well, I mean, that's what's so great about the community, the G2 Discord. You know, it's really been a little home for me, and I couldn't be more grateful for it. I just the I I'm more of a I'm not, I wouldn't say I'm a lurker. I'm more in the shadows. I speak to many people on a daily basis in more private messages than I should. I should try to be in general a little
Yeah,
more.
come hang out with the
Uh,
rest of us.
yeah, and I've it's something I need to correct because I'm not there near enough. But I do lurk every single day. You know, I'm certainly reading a
He's
lot,
watching
and
y'all. He's watching you.
yeah, so but
So
it's a blessing. I really love the place.
no, I feel obviously the same way. I mean, the Discord is family. I love everybody in there. You know, I'd love seeing all the new people and how excited they are to spread the love with G2. Um, you're the second person with the community spotlight that I've had to bring up the I'll take it sale. So last week, Jake said mentioned that he had like 50 something glitches on one of the office sales or on the
I saw that.
one of the streams that he had. So I hope he keeps that in mind that it burns a memory for people. And the same the I bought yo-yos that day that I ended up giving to Rich.
That's
So
incredible.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
mean everybody has stories now. I feel like that is going to be a day that lives in history with G2 forever.
Oh yeah, because I mean, he gave some really, really good deals those two
Absolutely.
days, the first and the second day. But um, I know at least in my case, I ended up with 6 or 7 yo-yos from that sale, and just confirmed everything that I thought. You know, I was able to get several different models in, uh, really fall in love with the brand and have supported him from that day forward ever since, you know. So any money that he lost in those great sales of giving such good deals, he it was a good return of investment on his end.
Famous day,
So
world famous day. Everybody, hey, I'll take it.
yeah,
I'll take it.
yeah,
We
it
didn't care
was.
what it was. We were all going to take it.
And you know, it I guess those you know, you get that feeling in every drop, you know, where
Yeah.
you're sitting there F5 and, you know, just waiting for it to come. You know, where else do you get that? You know, you get that little you know, it's a little adrenaline pump. It's a cool feeling. It's a great time.
I got to mention that you did the most beautiful job on my Triton. And you did the most beautiful job on it. And I know you probably don't want
Thank
me to
you.
talk about it because a lot of people are going to want your services out there. But bro made my Triton look perfect. And I'll pop a picture up maybe if I
That
remember.
was that was a fun experience. I had played around with doing that a little bit
Mhm.
in knife scales. You know, a lot of time, a lot of knives are titanium, and you know that's just something those guys do. So I had done it a couple of times, and so I
Sorry.
was interested in it. And you know, you would kind of, hey, this would be cool, and I probably opened my mouth quicker than I should have, because I thought it was going to be way simpler than it was, which I was very happy to do, but it ended up being a pretty big process. And I was I was nervous throughout the whole thing because, well, I mean, let's be honest. If anybody in the community's yo-yo I was going to mess up, I would have rather messed up yours because I know you so well. I knew it didn't matter. But in any case, I wanted to give you a good product, and it was a little nerve-wracking.
It's beautiful. It's a Yeah, I'm thankful, very, very thankful, dude. I just appreciate it. I appreciate you in general, bro. We're thankful for you. Everyone is. We all love your company, your friendship. You're just super nice, bro. And
Thank you.
we should have had Monkey Dog on.
Yeah, I didn't think about it. She's running
And
around here somewhere.
also your shirt is dope. But I'm thankful for your participation in ATC.
The ATC, that's something, right? I'm really enjoying it. It pushes me. Everybody, you're involved in that. Alex, Phil, Toilet Circle, Jake, Big Mike, uh, you know, everybody's doing their part. So I'm not really I'm not really comfortable yo-yoing on camera. Like I said, it's something that I kind of got into. It's a me thing. So I was never really comfortable doing it on camera, but so many people that I enjoy your company. I respect you guys. So I wanted to support you, so I try to support it, and it pushes you. It gives you a reason because everybody loves to do this hobby, but nobody likes to sit down and jump on YouTube and learn a trick. That is just a pain.
It's
So to
harder. It's
force you
harder
to
for
do it,
sure.
yeah, I mean, you're rewarded. You get points to go get stuff off the website. I mean, that's uh, it's free money. Why not?
Praise the Lord.
Yeah,
John, dude, you got to come hang out some more, okay, man? Some other time.
yeah,
Because
that would be awesome.
I feel like we really just kind of scraped the surface of John Conley.
Yes, sir.
So I feel like we should probably do this more, don't you think?
I've enjoyed it, man. It was a
Uh,
great time.
well, I appreciate you taking the time. I love you, brother. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on a Sunday night, Sunday convo, brother.
Thank you, man. I'll do it anytime. I
I love you.
appreciate you.
I love you, brother. Thanks for watching, everybody. We love y'all. We're thankful. And hit up John because dude's like an encyclopedia when it comes to G2s. And he'll help you. I mean, he really will help you with tricks or just a nice guy. So you should probably want to be his friend. Hit him up.
Thank you. I'm honored.
I love you, brother. And thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back eventually, right?
Good night.
Good night, guys. Or good night, brother.
See you.
In meeting.